Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. What are you looking at? It's Christmas time, those are mine. I'm just joking. So guys, in this video we will have our discussion on this upcoming next year 2025, that how it is going to be influencing you in the matters of the relationship. Or this could be a case that when we talk about companionship, courtship or marriage proposal, how circumstances are going to be influencing you. In this video we will try to look at it based on all the rising signs. Just because guys, it's the time of the like holiday time, so I just wanted to talk about some positive, some auspicious topic only. So that is the only reason I picked this topic, which somehow intrigues most of us. And guys, see, you have to give attention that what is happening right now, because it becomes very important to mention right now. Because we all know that in the month of January, when President-elect Donald Trump will finally preside over as the next US president. So the way he is like doing a shift in the whole cabinet, like the way like there has been this like, because a lot is happening in the Pakistan as well, and Imran Khan, like who is right now behind the bars, and it has been speculated that just because he did not have good relationship with the like Joe Biden administration, like Donald Lu, who's the assistant secretary of the like South Asia matters and all. So just because he did not have good relationship with them, but now just because Donald Trump is going to be coming in, and he have had good history, good relationship with him, so there's a high chance, high possibility that things might work in his favor. Now why I gave reference to that, see, look at it in this way, that when we talk about the planetary shift, the major planetary shift which is going to be happening next year, over where we are taking into consideration the slow moving planets like Jupiter, Rahu, Ketu and Saturn. So guys, look at it in this way, that when Saturn will move into the Pisces sign from the Aquarius, it is still going to be within the Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra only, which is being ruled by the planet Jupiter. Look at it in this way, that it is a like a three Pushkar nakshatra. That means the three pada of this nakshatra falls in the Aquarius and one pada falls in the Pisces. So look at it in this way, the way I gave the reference of this like what is happening in the US cabinet, the whole reshuffling happening. So whomsoever is going to be coming in to serve, that person is still going to have and will be working with the same intent of serving the country, serving the masses. It's just like that now the environment is going to be different, because the party in the power has changed. And that is what I'm trying to say over here, that when Saturn will move into the Pisces, over there's going to be somehow abruption in the energy of the planet Saturn, because it is accustomed to be working in the energy, drive, motivation being laid out by the Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra. But the environment is going to be getting changed after March 29th, because now from the jurisdiction of the Aquarius, it is going to be entering in the Pisces. And when we talk about from the Jupiter's point of view, for Jupiter to move to the Gemini, which is going to be happening in the month of May, it is still going to be transiting in the Mrigashira nakshatra only, which is a Dvipushkar nakshatra, like two pada of this nakshatra falls in the Taurus, and two pada, it is equally divided between two zodiac signs. So that is the only reason guys, planet is accustomed to working as per the motivation, intent being laid out by the nakshatra, but the power or the cabinet is going to be getting changed, because the zodiac sign is going to be getting changed. So we will have our separate discussion on that. In this video guys, we will be focusing on like a happy topic, a holiday topic, which is going to be the matters of relationship. Guys, look at it in this way, that whatever is going to be happening in your life, your running dasha will play a very pivotal role. But when we talk about looking at it and studying it from the transit point of view, the transit of the planets also play a very important role in creating those circumstances for you. We know this thing, that wherever Rahu is right now transiting in your natal chart, somehow your obsession is in that department. Wherever Jupiter is transiting right now, divinity and the blessing can be found over there. And wherever Saturn is transiting in your natal chart right now, over there it is going to be helping you to lay foundation to something, build and create a structure over there. So guys, in this video and the rest of the part, we will be giving attention to three attributes, like I would say four attributes. We will be giving attention to the 7th house, your 7th lord, because that is going to be giving us this indication that the matters of the companionship, courtship and partnership, where exactly it is going to be taking you. Like the journey of the 7th lord in the transit in the zodiac is going to be giving you this information that where exactly you can find your partner. Now it becomes more potent and powerful and very strongly predictable in the case of the slow moving planets. But when we talk about the fast moving planets, over there as well there is a trick which I will tell you today. So we will be giving attention to your 7th lord. We will be giving attention individually to the planet Venus. That becomes very important, because we know this thing that in the initial 4 or 5 months, when Venus is going to be in a strong dignity, being exalted over there, so the house where it is going to be transiting, the attributes of that house, there is a strong possibility of that house to generate result for you. So your 7th lord becomes very important, Venus becomes very important, Jupiter is very important, guys, when we talk about, because of the support of the blessing and divinity. Guys, all those people who always say this thing to me that upon 9th house lord is not that important. 9th house, same like your ascendant, 9th house is equally important. Otherwise, when we come across all those kind of cases, like here I'm giving the example from the point of view of the Indian context, because that's the environment in which I have grown, I have been raised. So sometimes you come across like those people who are making money, they are making good money in 100,000, 200,000, still they end up living their whole life in just paying bills, living as a tenant, living in rent and all. They're not able to buy a house, and they're like those people who are like still struggling, like they are like, it looks like from far that they are in the menial jobs and all of that, but they end up building the house, buying the house. So Bhagya or the 9th house plays a very important role. Whether you have to look at the childbirth, of marriage, buying a house, foreign settlement. Now how universe will lay out plan for you, just leave it onto the hands of the God. Guys, see, I do not want to stretch out too much in my stories, but let me give a very small reference to this. So what happened, it's like day before yesterday, I just vowed this thing that I will enter the new year with this like a sankalp that I will be doing 100 Hanuman Chalisa for the next 11 days. Over there I did not have any plan. I know this thing that I need to live close to the ocean or the beach, and I know my stars will function much better over there, and I did not have any plan. It's just like that I started doing on that specific day, on Monday, I wrote 50 times. Then I realized it's going to be Christmas and the holiday time, all the rental board or the offices are going to be closed, so it's much better that I will go today and try my luck. I went to the place where I used to live before moving to India, where I lived for 3 years. I went there, the rent she quoted me for the same unit, now they have increased the rent. I was like, that does not make any sense. While I was coming back, I just dropped a message to one of my friend. She replied that, hey Nipun, why don't you try in this place, because I only had 2 criterias, ocean view and budget in my, like the rental amount in my budget. So those were the only 2 criterias. She mentioned this thing that, okay, at this property, in this budget, you can easily get it. I went there, but they asked me about the deposit and all those things, payslip and all, and I was just I was in India for a year, so I did not have those credentials. I had the money in my account, but I cannot show the income proof and all. So somehow I had the money back in my home, like in my Indian account. In the evening, I was having a word with my parents, and they said that, okay, it's possible for us to transfer it overnight, and then if you will have the balance, you can take a chance. They might agree. So this was the story till the Monday when I finished my 100 Hanuman Chalisa. Then on Tuesday, I mailed the rental office about my situation and with the screenshot of my bank statement and everything. Tuesday, I even just started Hanuman Chalisa, and I got an email from the rental office that, okay, we have approved you and you can sign the lease, because otherwise it's like we will be going on the holiday and all. And on Tuesday, I'm still doing Hanuman Chalisa, and I do not know, by the time it's the half of the day, like by the afternoon, I already had the keys in my hand. I was like, what happened? Till yesterday there was no plan, and I had the house, the place where I wanted to go, the view, the budget. How can it happen? So all what I'm saying is that Bhagya plays a very important role. 9th house plays a very important role. So for any manifestation, this could be buying a house, getting married, having a childbirth. 9th house is something which every astrologer has to give attention to. So guys, we will be giving attention in this subject. We will be giving attention to your 7th lord, to the planet Venus, to the planet Jupiter, and slightly I will also give attention to your 9th house as well. So after all this storytelling, let's focus on to the topic. So okay guys, now starting first with the Aries rising natives. So guys, from relationship point of view, in the year 2025, so guys, the good thing in your case is that the energy of the whole year is very favorable for you, because look at it in this way, that your seventh lord, which becomes the planet Venus, Venus is also your second lord as well, and Venus is going to be in a strong dignity in the first 5 months of the year. Like whether we talk about Venus's transit from your 11th house, or whether we talk about Venus getting exalted and getting conjunct with Rahu, it is going to be ultra powerful to manifest results, for manifestation and all. And after the month of May, once Jupiter, which happened to be your ninth lord as well, once it will enter your third house and it will start giving its aspect to your seventh house, it is going to be a win-win situation for you. So if I were to say from the Aries Lagna natives point of view, and guys, the second thing is that you also have to give attention to the dual aspect next year. So for the Aries Lagna next year, the dual aspect like Saturn from the Pisces and Jupiter from the Gemini is going to be giving aspect to your ninth house. So that means the Bhagya aspect, the luck or the fortune aspect, is very strongly working in your favor for the Aries Lagna natives. So guys, I would say this thing that, and guys, the way the whole alignment is taking place, I would say this thing that in a way, luck will play a very important role. So my recommendation to the Aries Lagna native is that rather than running after things or object of your desire or the people you feel that they could be good for you, the universe knows what is best for you. And next year, the energy of manifestation will work very strongly, very beautifully for the Aries Lagna natives. So guys, I don't even want to attach certain months, because we know that in the month of October, November, when Jupiter is like in a rush that it is getting late. Jupiter is going to be briefly entering in your fourth house. It is going to be getting exalted over there. So Jupiter in the month of October, November is favorable for you. Before that, its aspect is coming to your seventh house, and Venus I already mentioned. So if I were to say overall the next year 2025 for Aries natives to get into a matrimonial ties or something, the energy seems to be very favorable. If you already know someone, the relationship can advance. Or this could be a case that if you are single, running single for a long time, next year at least the environment around you will create favorable circumstances for you. Now guys, when we talk about from the Taurus Lagna natives point of view, so guys, in your case, if you will give attention to your seventh lord, so your seventh lord becomes the planet Mars. We all know that Mars is going to be, for a long span of time, it is going to be transiting in the second house and the third house. I still remember. See, on and off, sometimes what happens is that just, it's like I do not have much people, to discuss astrology, because I'm addicted to astrology, to discuss some sutras, do some research, talk about planets and all. So sometimes what I do is that I randomly call on the very famous popular portals, just just for that thrill, just to talk about planets and all. It's like I just called up. See, I do not want to name any portal. I will not name the portal, but I talked to that guy and he already placed Mars in the Leo. It's like because I know sometimes they bluff, so I always ensure that, okay sir, which is the rising sign you are seeing in your system, what is the dasha, just to verify it. And it's like, yeah, your ascendant lord Mars is going to be transiting in the Leo. It's like, transiting in the Leo, it's not gonna happen soon. So yeah, so okay, now coming to the point. So guys, in your case, Mars becomes your seventh lord. It is going to be in a for a long span of time, it is going to be transiting to your second house and the third house. If we will give attention to the planet Venus, now Venus becomes very important. And guys, look at it in this way, that it's not only that Venus is going to be transiting in your like 11th house for a long span of time till like almost April and May, but also Saturn, which becomes your ninth lord, that is also going to be entering in your 11th house of wish fulfillment. So guys, if I were to say for the Taurus Lagna natives, the energy next year for the marriage is going to be very favorable. Like the way guys, I already mentioned this thing at the beginning, that when we talk about the slow moving planets, so that aspect tend to remain applicable, eligible for a long span of time. Like the window of opportunity tend to remain open for a long span of time. So if I were to say that the May entry of the planet Saturn on March on like 30th to your 11th house, see, March and April is definitely sensitive, but guys, again, look at it in this way. See, all that Pisces Pandora box and the turmoil which is gonna be happening next year, it is going to be making those people more vulnerable, in whose case it is going to be influencing their 8th house, 12th house, or the 6th house. In your case, it's not like that. So I would say that there's a very strong energy next year, and even if you will give attention to your 7th lord as well. So the house where Mars is going to be transiting, it is somehow making you more empowered. Like Taurus Lagna natives are not gonna be finding themselves, being restrained or being restricted, or not being able to muster up courage if you want to take initiative or someone asks you out. So I mean to say that you will be empowered enough to sail as per the need of the hour, as per what omens will be guiding you. So I would say this thing that yes, from the Taurus Lagna natives point of view as well, if I were to say, I'm not gonna say that any specific month or something. We all know this thing that Jupiter is going to be briefly entering in the month of October and November. It is going to be getting exalted in your 3rd house as well, from over where it will give aspect to your 7th house. And before that as well, Jupiter's transit to the 2nd house is generally considered as good because it is a Kutum Bhava. So I would say, guys, that next year for the Taurus Lagna natives as well, the energy of the match or companionship, finding a person of your interest and advancing in the courtship, getting married or introducing to your family or something, or crossing path with someone like-minded and all. So all of that energy of attraction is going to be working out very strongly for the Taurus Lagna natives next year, that can be said. Now guys, when we talk about from the Gemini Lagna natives point of view, so guys, in your case, if you will give attention, Jupiter in your case becomes the 7th lord. Like the way, guys, I mentioned this thing that whenever your 7th lord is a slow moving planet, so that simply means that if things have not been moving for you, so the blame or the reason can be attached to the pace of that planet. Because when we talk about for the Capricorn Lagna, they do not find that much difficulty when it comes down to, see, unless and until if they are stubborn on their own, that is a different case. But the 7th lord is like fickle, it is like it's a very fast moving planet and all. But in your case, when we talk about when you have the energy of a very slow moving planet in your 7th house, so we generally recommend that whenever the right yoga happens for you, right dasha comes, and if proposal are coming to you, do not let it go. If you are like, like a binge eating or like shopping on Amazon, taking your time for the best deal, then you will lose out on the opportunity. So what I'm saying that for the Gemini Lagna natives, guys, the good thing is that Jupiter was transiting in your 12th house for a year. So I would say this thing that Jupiter's entry in your ascendant after the month of May will create a very strong yoga for you. Because guys, look at it this way, that before that, like Venus is going to be for a long span of time, it is going to be staying exalted in your 10th house. Your 9th lord becomes the planet Saturn, and it is also going to be entering in your 10th house. But like the way we see this thing, that 10th house has got not much to do with the marriage or the relationship. Now in your case, other way of looking at this situation is that next year the energy of the dual aspect is going to be influencing your 7th house. So guys, if I were to say after the month of May, there will be a very sudden spark of energy which will work in your favor. Because then your 9th lord Saturn is going to be there in your 10th house, giving its aspect to your 7th house, and Jupiter will also enter your 1st house and will start giving aspect to your 7th house. So yes guys, if I were to say, and guys, in your case for the Gemini Lagna, if I were to give some filter, the good thing in your favor is that next year a person who is meant for you, or the proposal, like if you will live in India where the arranged marriage is a thing and all, so there is a high possibility that the proposal will come on its own. The person who is meant for you, that person will approach you on its own. So that sort of energy of manifestation is getting very strongly applicable for the Gemini Lagna natives next year when it comes down to the matters of relationship and all. And again guys, it's a blessing that dual aspect is going to be influencing your 7th house. So I would say this thing that just be little bit serious. If you are not serious, you're already with the right person, but you are like postponing it or not taking it seriously and something, trust me guys, ask me this question, because majority of the people who book their reading with me, so majority of the, if I were to put a number to that, so most of the consultations which I get is of people who are not able to find someone. So if you're already with someone, so just think about taking that relationship to the next level, because next year the energy is going to be very supportive for tying the knot, starting a joint account or mortgage and those kind of things. So taking those responsible lifetime steps in the matters of the 7th house, that is how energy is going to be influencing you. But yes, it is more positive, more favorable after the month of May. Before that, the whole concentration of the energy is going there in the matters of your 10th house, the house of the career. Now guys, when we talk about for the Cancer Lagna natives, now guys, in your case as well, it is going to be very good news, because look at it in this way. In your case, your 7th lord becomes the planet Saturn, which is a very slow moving planet. So that means, irrespective of the fact that what you want or in which direction you have been putting efforts, it's like Saturn would have restrained things, because it stays in one zodiac sign for 2.5 years, and in your case guys, it was transiting in the 8th house. So see, those who are already married, it can help them to strengthen the bond and the ties and all. But when we talk about that you are on a lookout for manifesting a partner, over there is always a confusion, there's always delays and disappointments. But guys, the next year, the good thing is that over here guys, I will be giving attention to 3 attributes majorly: your 7th lord, individually the planet Venus, individually the planet Jupiter. So in your case, what is happening is that Venus is going to be, for a long time, it is going to be like staying in your 9th house. Your 7th lord now will transit and enter your 9th house. Jupiter now is going to be entering in your 12th house. So from the Jupiter's point of view, there is a cross, the energy is not that supportive. From the Saturn's point of view, if you are on a lookout for like it's like arranged marriage thing, and like the way I said this thing, that whatever is meant to happen for you guys, the energy for you is that it will happen in a very sudden, unexpected way when you will be least expecting it. So that is the kind of energy which is working out for you. So guys, if I were to say, see, I'm being a Shiva devotee, I would say that for those girls who are living in India, they do the prayers and worship. And if you have heard about the Sola Sombar, 16 Monday fasting, like the way guys, I just started doing Hanuman Chalisa 100 times a day, and the kind of results I manifested, I experienced. So devotion and bhakti works very strong. It has got this power. And guys, in your case, the good thing is that because your ascendant in itself is ruled by moon, which has got direct control over subconsciousness. Like if ascendant tells about our whole body, our existence, so your thoughts, your body, is everything is being controlled and governed by the moon. So that in itself means that if you will pray, if you will put whole of your energy and concentration into the manifesting something, you have this power to create that. So I mean to say guys, yes, the energy next year is going to be very supportive. If I were to say, the months of October and November are very powerful, especially when we talk about from the divinity point of view. And apart from that guys, the energy when your efforts will start reaping result, where you will see the development, those are going to be the months of the October and November. But before that as well, your 7th lord's entry, the mere entry of your 7th lord in the 9th house will move things in your favor. Like the way guys, I will repeat this thing the way I mentioned. Venus, Jupiter, all those planets are, Venus is about attraction, Jupiter is about when the right time has come, the whole family will agree to your point of view, the omens will support you. But we have to give attention to the 7th lord, unless and until it is not allowing it. So in your case, after March, like March 29th onwards, once Saturn will enter your 9th house, it will start moving things, moving the wheel in your favor, and omens will play a very important role. If your running dasha is favorable, so all what I can say is that if your running dasha is supporting it and you are consistently putting efforts in that direction, and guys, whatever you have to extract from the 9th house, faith has to be there, devotion has to be there, discipline has to be there. So if you are consistently putting efforts, doing fasting, doing prayers, doing pilgrimage with that wish in your mind and something, so there's a high possibility you will manifest. So the mool mantra for the Cancer Lagna in terms of the relationship, marriage next year is that it's like when it will happen on its own. It will happen in a very sudden, unexpected way. And for the arranged marriage seekers, the energy of the next year is very favorable. Now guys, when we talk about from the Leo Lagna natives point of view, so guys, in your case, it is going to be, see, we have to give attention to your 7th house, we have to give attention to your 7th lord, the dual aspect, Venus and the Jupiter. So in your case guys, Jupiter is going to be entering in your 11th house, in the month of May, which is a very supportive sign, because from there it will start giving its aspect to your 7th house. Your 7th lord is going there in the 8th house, and the dual aspect next year is going to be influencing your 5th house. So guys, there is a very high possibility that the partner which you will manifest in your life next year, that person is going to be someone who is going to be it's like there might be some past life karmic connection, or the good thing is that you will only manifest or attract that person in your life who is going to be as per your liking. Like, you will not find that you're not being able to, like, what you call that, that you got struck with a person over where you are not very happy. You don't feel that you have got a compatible partner. Sometimes what happens is that there could be driving factor, there could be other reasons, like for some people this could be the pressure from the family, this could be pressure of the age, of the society, and multiple things. But next year the energy is going to be working out in this way that you will manifest the person of your wish, like of your desire, or what your ideal kind of qualities which you have had in your mind. You will only manifest and attract those kind of people in your life. So regarding that front, guys, it's a good news. Second thing is that, guys, look at it in this way, that your 7th house was in a potent, in a strengthened state, but from the past 2.5 years. But now on March 29th, Saturn, your 7th lord, is going to be entering in your 8th house now. So guys, look at it in this way, that whenever we talk about generating results from the 8th house, see, Saturn is a significator of the 8th house. For Saturn, it's not like something where it is going to be in a very unusual kind of circumstances or scenario. For Saturn's point of view, it is still a harmonious placement or a house where it is going to be transiting. So guys, the only thing is that when we talk about the 8th house, there's very deep unspoken emotions which goes over there. I would say this thing that over here, the filter, if I were to give it to you, I would say this thing that if you are in that arranged marriage kind of thing, so don't offend your in-laws, like the way if you are in that initial courtship or know each other kind of stage. Because guys, no matter what kind of alignment other planets are going to be making for you, the final giver of partner to you is going to be a 7th lord only. So let's say, for example, if you have that provision that your parents are gonna be talking with the person of interest, their parents, or like just try to strike a good impression to your in-laws or to the parents of your spouse or something. So that way, there's a high possibility that the path which the universe will be opening for you, it will materialize. So I can give you two filters. There's a high possibility that you will only attract a partner who's going to be completely falling as per your eligibility criteria. That person is going to be completely meeting all of your requirement and eligibility criteria which you have in your mind. And the second thing is that in order to strengthen those ties and all, so impressing and connecting strongly with the parents of your partner, of your spouse, will also be equally important. Guys, like the way I mentioned this thing, Jupiter's transit from the 11th house of the wish fulfillment, and we all know this thing that Jupiter is in a very atichari kind of motion. So whatever result will start manifesting for you in terms of the blessing and the omens, it will happen in a very sudden kind of way. So luck is supporting you. It's just like that, by yourself. While approaching that situation, you have to be mindful that your 7th lord is now for the next 2.5 years is going to be transiting to your 8th house. So whether it's about your commercial decision making, or whether it's about approaching courtship, marriage, and these kind of matters, rituals, joint resources, family of your partner, all of that will be equally important. You cannot overlook it or undermine it. Before that might be a different case. Before, the power of attorney or the decision making was completely concentrated to your partner, but now that decision making has now been shifted more towards the parents of your partner. That's all what I'm trying to say. But yes guys, in terms of marriage, companionship, next year is creating a favorable energy for you. Now guys, when we talk about from the Virgo Lagna natives point of view, so guys, in your case, as you can see that we have to give attention to your 7th lord. So your 7th lord is going to be entering in your 10th house in the month of May. Venus individually is going to be staying a lot of time in your 7th house, which in itself is a very supportive energy. And guys, if we have to look at the dual aspect as well, so next year the dual aspect is going to be influencing, like after March 29th, when Saturn will move to your 7th house, and after May, when Jupiter will enter your 10th house, they both will start influencing your 4th house. So now guys, this is generally considered as a good sign. Like the way I mentioned this thing, that 4th house plays a very pivotal role in giving us security and stability in our life. You know, adding a member in your family and something. For that, we have to give attention to the 4th house, 2nd house, and the 9th house. So all of these houses are equally important. So the point which I'm saying over here, that next year, universe to add a family member in your life, there is a high possibility of that. Second thing is that guys, see, like the way I have been saying this thing, that over here you have to understand this thing. Your 7th lord is going there in the 10th house. So like the way many astrologers would say this thing, that there is a high possibility that next year, as per the rule of the transit and all, so you could find someone at your workplace. There could be romance which can happen at the workplace, or but we do not only have to look at the 7th lord, we have to see what exactly is happening in the matters of the house in itself. So over there, Saturn is going to be transiting. We know this thing, that Saturn honor honesty, integrity, how much accountable, responsible you are. So guys, I would say that for the Virgo natives, like the way one of the previous rising sign, at a time when I was talking about, I mentioned this thing, that in your case, whenever it will happen on its own. So believe in the manifestation, keep on doing your religious practices. Like for the Cancer Lagna, that will be the key for you. Now guys, in your case, being more responsible and accountable is all time high, all time important for you. Because if you will see the way planets are going to be influencing the matters of your marriage, like Saturn in itself, a planet of discipline and responsibility, is entering your house of marriage, and the lord of the house of marriage is going to another house of responsibility and all. So guys, my recommendation to the Virgo Lagna native is that if you are not ready, do not approach the person like whom you are interested in or something, because I can assure you, next year, whomsoever you will come in contact with, or you will try to quote or something, the very first question which will come to you is that how much money you make. Where are you in your professional life? Where are you in your career life? Career life? Yeah, so I made this word. So the point which I'm saying, that next year, if you will be in any of these kind of courtship kind of situation and all, so do not feel yourself embarrassed or something, that if you will get this impression that did I come out of a date or did I come out of a business meeting, because that is how it is going to be influencing you with Saturn's entry in your 7th house and the 7th lord in the 10th house. So guys, when we talk about from the commercial point of view, this is going to be a very good energy. Now in your case, see, even when Venus is going to be influencing the matters of your 7th house, which is long stay, like till May, in your 7th house, it will create and churn up those energy. But look at it in this way, that even after that, the whole shift and transition of the Rahu and the Saturn is going to be somehow still influencing your 6th house and the 7th house. So my filter or key to the Virgo natives for the next year is that try to be prepared. Till the time you're not prepared, this is not a very good year or very good energy to tie the knot. If you're not financially equipped, handled or ready. But let's say, for example, if you are, see, we all know, depending on the industry, we all know that when we hit our peak or we are almost there. So if you are in a very progressive phase in your career, do not let go any of the good marriage matrimonial opportunity if it comes to you or if it strikes your door, because there is a high possibility that only if you are commercially in your career, professionally, you are doing very good, you are very well settled, secured, and in that secured space in your life, there's a high possibility that the Cupid can strike you or marriage can happen. But if you are struggling in that department, this is going to be the year where lot many people might find themselves belittled, or this could be humiliated or something like that, because the very first question which the person will ask, or the parents or the family or the society or the friend is asked is, are you settled, are you secured, do you have a house, how much money you make, how much securities you have. So be mindful, be mentally prepared for that. But again guys, if I were to say, in the month of October and November, Jupiter, your 7th lord, will enter your 11th house of wish fulfillment. So those October and November, because Jupiter is going to be in a very fast pace, like the way at the beginning of the year, Mars and Venus are in an abrupt pace. getting exalted, moving back, then this and that. So that is how Jupiter, your 7th lord, is going to be in the month of October and November. So in those 2 months, some magic can suddenly happen for you. So be prepared for that. So seriously guys, I'll be looking forward to what the Virgo Lagna natives later on in the year will share as their experiences in that department in the comment section. Now when we talk about from the Libra Lagna natives point of view. So guys, in your case, as you can see this thing that we have to give attention to your 7th lord, we have to give attention individually to Venus, we have to give attention to the Jupiter and the dual aspect. So dual aspect next year in your case is going to be influencing your 3rd house. Jupiter is going to be finally leaving your 8th house, and now in the month of May it is going to be entering in your 9th house. And when we talk about from the Saturn's point of view, Saturn is going to be entering in your 6th house. So guys, if I were to say, the energy of the next year is very favorable for the Libra Lagna natives, because guys, look at it in this way that your trine house somehow next year is very stimulated, because even from the 9th house, Jupiter also aspect Rahu, which is going to be transiting in your 5th house. And we know this thing that Rahu's transit from the 5th house is an ideal combination of romance, attraction, affair or something. And over and above that guys, dual aspect is also influencing your 3rd house, which also somehow empowers us. Guys, look at it in this way that we are living in a day and age like before. There used to be a time when see, we say that for marriage to take place, the 7th house, 9th house, 2nd house. Look at it in this way: 7th house marriage, your partner; 9th house your family, in your caste, in your something; and 2nd house only when the elderly members, the close members, your uncles, aunts, they will start talking and looking for the proposal, marriage will happen. But now times are changing. 3rd house is the most important with the changing times. All the social media, dating app, matrimonial app, finding someone, being introduced by a friend or something, common friend or something. So 3rd house becomes very important. So again guys, if I want to say, the energy is working out very favorably for you. And again guys, even if you will look at from the Mars's point of view, in the months of like May and June, when Mars will finally, like even Mars is somehow agitated, it's like being in Cancer for such a long span of time. When it will enter the 11th house, even you by yourself will see a quick shift in the energy of that planet. That suddenly, before your partner was not giving you much time, or like you want to prioritize the matters of the companionship or your dating life or something, but the work is something which is keeping you occupied. But next year you will feel that once in the month of May and June, when Mars finally, after this long stay in your 10th house, when it will enter your 11th house, during that time the whole shift of the planet would have already taken place. Rahu, Jupiter, all planets are in the right relevant places. Dual aspect is coming to your 3rd house. So I would say this thing guys, that next year energy is very supportive. Like you will not be a victim of omens. That is one thing I can tell you. You will not be a victim of omens, and if you are in an active lookout mode, there's a high possibility that you will find someone. So it will manifest. But again guys, you have to be putting efforts. So yes guys, this is all what I can say for the Libra Lagna natives. So in many ways, the way I approach any chart, I'm seeing you guys in that position that you will be able to manifest a love interest next year. Now guys, when we talk about from the Scorpio Lagna natives point of view, so guys, in your case as well, we have to give attention to your 7th house, 7th lord, individually planet Jupiter, Venus, and your 9th lord. So guys, in your case, the long stay of your 7th lord, Venus, in your 5th house, coming in the contract with the Rahu as well, is a very good news. That in the first 5 months of the year, the energy is very strong, that because of your magnetism, your intelligence, you will attract someone in your life. And the person whom you will attract, there's going to be some sort of past life connection, or some sort of unfinished kind of pending kind of karmic connection with that person. So there's a high possibility of that. Second thing is that guys, next year the dual aspect is going to be influencing the matters of your 2nd house. That also tells about that if you already like someone, you're finding it difficult to introduce that person to your family, or your family is not giving the consent and all. So in that department as well, the energy is going to be working out in your favor. So guys, if I were to give attention next year, the way the energy is going to be working out for you, your ascendant lord in the initial few months is going to be transiting like till May. We can say this thing that Mars is in a state where it is going to be shifting from your like 9th house and then the 8th house, then finally it will move to your 10th house. But once it will move to your 10th house, over there's a high chances of success recognition. And when we talk about from the relationship point of view, so guys, if I were to say the uncertainty, and there's a high possibility that you will only attract that kind of person in your life. Over there, some sort of past karmic connection is going to be there, and the development, when it will happen, the energy and the element of suddenness will definitely going to be there. So yes guys, I'm not saying you guys vulnerable. 2024 was still little bit stressful for these Scorpio Lagna natives, but the way whole planetary shift and alignment is taking place next year, energy in the matters of courtship, companionship, asking someone out, manifesting love, getting married, regarding that front, I'm not seeing you guys vulnerable, especially if you are sincere with your intention in order to get married or take up the family responsibilities and all. So next year will support you. Now guys, when we talk about from the Sagittarius Lagna natives point of view, so guys, in your case, we do not have to go any far. The dual aspect, planet Saturn and Jupiter, is going to be influencing the matters of your first house. That in itself is a good sign. It's like the blessings from the divinity and karmic approval. It's like where your actions are justified enough that now Saturn can give you that kind of approval or clearance that now you can start a family, you can start a new phase in your life. So yes guys, in the matters of the relationship and all, next year's energy is very favorable for you. And again guys, look at it in this way, that once Saturn will enter in your 4th house, there is a high possibility that things will happen in a very sudden way in your case. Like you would not have expected at the beginning of the year that I can find someone or buying a house or something, and the way things will work for you, because your ascendant lord is going to be coming to your 7th house after being there in your 6th house. So suddenly being introduced to someone, and now once you have started dating someone or you got married, you started living together, so even buying a house or thinking about a mortgage or something is not very far, because Saturn is there in your 4th house. Saturn is also proving that promise. So guys, if I were to say, more than any other rising sign, from the Sagittarius Lagna natives point of view, chances of manifesting a marriageable match in your life and then starting a family with that person or building a life with that person, there's a high possibility, like stars are somehow supporting you very strongly. And again guys, look at it in this way, because Venus in the initial few months of the year is going to be transiting from your 4th house, and we know this thing that Venus gets the directional strength whenever it is there in the 4th house. So Venus is going to be exalted, Rahu is empowering it much more. So there is a high possibility that whomsoever person will come in your life, so there's a high possibility that there's going to be very strong attraction, and whomsoever person will enter in your life, you will feel very deeply about that person. So regarding that front, I'm not seeing the Sagittarius Lagna natives vulnerable in that department. Now guys, when we talk about from the Capricorn Lagna natives point of view, so guys, in your case now, as you can see this thing that we have to give attention to your 7th house, 7th lord, individually planet Jupiter, individually planet Saturn as well, your 9th house, 9th lord as well. So guys, in your case, the good news is that, see, first of all, Venus's entry in your 3rd house, so the very first 4 months of the year is going to be very, very favorable for you. Over there, like, it's like someone can suddenly come in your circle of influence. Like, see, when we talk about 3rd house tells about you got introduced to someone by any of your close friend. You go to a gym, over there you like someone, you go for a morning jog, over there you found someone. So I mean to say that the energy of attraction will work in your favor next year, especially you will not even realize that all those kind of things which are just the regular leisure kind of activities, and while doing those activities, while indulging into those activities only, you will find your person of interest. Person of interest is a negative term, no, in terms of love and relationship. So that possibility is going to be there. Second thing is that guys, this whole entry of Venus is going to be followed by your ascendant lord Saturn in there as well. So if I were to give a time stamp to it, timeline to it, so the first 5 months energy is going to be working out very favorably, especially if you like someone and with the right set of intention, if you're gonna propose someone. So time period till May is very strongly supporting you. Now guys, after that what is happening is that Jupiter is going to be entering in your 6th house, and the whole energy of the positivity of the dual aspect is going in the matters of your 12th house. So if I were to say, guys, that the first 5 months time period till May is very favorable, like January till May is very favorable, and after that the prime yoga of the courtship or success in the marriage and all in these matters will be in the months of October and November, when Jupiter is going to be in a strong dignity in your 7th house. So yes guys, if I were to say or divide the whole theme of this year, the first 4-5 months and then October and November is very favorable in the matters of relationship and all. But guys, the good thing is that you will only attract those kind of people in your life. Over there is going to be some overlapping interest, and you never know that when those interests and those hobbies which you are jointly pursuing, that will develop into a relationship or love. So that is the kind of energy which is working out for the Capricorn natives for next year. Now guys, when we talk about for the Aquarius natives, so guys, definitely we have to give attention to your 7th house, 7th lord, planet Jupiter, planet Venus, your 9th house, 9th lord. So guys, in your case, the good thing is that your 9th lord is going to be getting exalted in your 2nd house. It is going to be in the influence of the Rahu. So the energy of manifesting love in your life, that too, that person might be very close to you, or you might know that person through some very close family member and all. So that is the kind of energy which is going to be generated next year for the Aquarius Lagna natives. So let's say for example, if any of your family member, they tease you with the name of someone and you always take that lightly, you never know that it's the divinity which might be speaking through the mouth of any of your close family member and all. So regarding that front, it is a good energy. Second thing is that guys, look at it in this way, that in the month of May, Jupiter will enter your 5th house, and the good news is that your ascendant lord is also going to be aspecting your 11th house. Dual aspect is influencing your 11th house. That in itself is giving us this indication that next year the energy of manifesting love, or marriageable kind of match entering in your life, or taking those serious step towards marriage and courtship and all, is going to be working out very strongly for the Aquarius Lagna natives. And especially guys, the months like the month of April, the month of August, when your 7th lord is going to be in a strong dignity, those months could be very significant, very favorable for you. So yes guys, if I were to give attention individually, I keep on saying this thing, that when we talk about Saturn's transit, especially to the 4th house and the 2nd house, these are the times when Saturn gives us family duties and responsibilities. Over there, in those transit only, people build something in terms of what they call as their family or their family security and something. So that is the kind of yoga which is going to be getting generated for the Aquarius Lagna natives. With Saturn, your ascendant lord being in the 2nd house, Jupiter being in the 5th house, and the dual aspect in the 11th house of wish fulfillment. So that is how the energy is going to be working out for the Aquarius Lagna natives. So yes guys, there is a high possibility next year. Like some other rising signs, I'm not gonna put a label to it or bifurcate certain months as favorable. The whole year's energy is going to be working out very favorably for the Aquarius Lagna natives. And now guys, when we talk about from the Pisces Lagna natives point of view, so guys, in your case, again we have to give attention to the planet Venus, planet Jupiter, dual aspect, your 9th house, 9th lord, 7th house, 7th lord. So guys, in your case, if you will give attention, Jupiter, your ascendant lord, is going to be entering in your 4th house next year, and Saturn is going to be entering in your 1st house. And guys, we all know this thing, that the initial few months, Venus's long stay in your 1st house is a very fortunate sign. We say this thing, that whenever a planet of glitter, glamour, Venus transit from the 1st house, we somehow get a lot of attention and all. So regarding that front, it is a supportive sign. But guys, the good thing is that, or I would say that the wonderful thing is that, because Saturn is also going to be over there, so I would say this thing, that people will only look at you. See, I would not say the father-like figure, but I mean to say only those people who are sincerely on a lookout for marriage or courtship or starting a family, only those kind of proposal will come to you. So again guys, a lot is dependent on that what you are seeking. So if there is going to be mismatch alignment of the energy, you might not find success. Let's say for example, you are in that stage in your life where you do not take life very seriously. You just want to go out, meet people, date people. Marriage is nowhere in your mind. But the people who will be entering in your life next year, people who will be coming to you, approaching you, they might be taking this department very seriously, because Jupiter's transit from the fourth house, again the family duties, responsibilities, building a home, family security, and Saturn from the first house, that also expect us to behave mature and all. So that is the kind of energy which is going to be generating for the Pisces Lagna. So let's say, guys, for example, if you are doing well in your career, you are emotionally, mentally, you are prepared, you are ready to undertake, shoulder those responsibility. So be assured that those kind of proposal are gonna come to you next year for sure. And guys, the good thing is that the dual aspect of both Jupiter and Saturn is also helping you to create a mark for you in your career as well, even in terms of some significant development in your career as well, in your professional sphere as well. Next year is very favorable for you. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notification on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Oh.